I don't feel bad for her for being in prison because of what she's done. But I really want my mom back. And that's kind of what I'm looking for whenever I talk to her.
Hi, Mom.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Just one question. Was she trying to run away from you? Is that why she was on the porch?
I guess so. Yeah.
Did they suffer at all, or do you know?
I'm sorry, baby. I'm very sorry.
I mean, she took 2 lives, and she can't ever get those back. And no one's ever gonna forget that or forgive her for it. Yeah, I've never seen this photo. I never saw what she looked like that day. She looks lifeless. She has the face of my mother, but I don't feel like her soul is there. I grew up in Hot Springs, Arkansas, for most of my life. My early childhood was definitely positive. My mother and I, we were pretty close. My dad wasn't really around very much. He's a truck driver, and he would be home maybe once every 2 weeks, but it didn't seem like there was any problems going on ever. When it was me, her, and my dad, we were a pretty happy family. Nothing really seemed wrong, usually, but I didn't really see it, but there were problems. There was one night that I was just kind of doing my own thing as a typical kid. And then just all of a sudden, my mother started yelling at my dad.
I'll punch you!
When I first heard it, I was in the other room, and I just peeked around the corner, and I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know why.
After all I've done?
She was standing over him, and while he was sitting in a chair, he was completely silent. He didn't try to stand up for himself or argue back or anything.
You're gonna just sit there?
And then she threw her ring across the room.
Here, give her this.
And that scared me a little bit. Saw my mom's face during that moment, and her facial expression just completely changed into something I had never seen before. And I was so confused. I was just so angry at my mom because I had never seen her like that, ever be mean to my dad over anything. I didn't understand it.
Get out! Get up and get out! Get out!
Later on, my mother told me that she found out that my dad was having an affair with another woman and that he was about to actually have a child with her. And I was completely shocked. She was, blaming this other woman. She was also gathering in her mind that my mom and my dad were meant to be together and nothing in this world could separate them. That was the beginning of my mom's obsession, really, of my dad and the other woman being together. And things just kind of went down from there. So this is me and my little sister Megan. It's the day after she was born. I think it was the very first time me holding her too. I was just ecstatic. I saw my dad walking down the hallway with my little sister in his arms, just the biggest smile on his face. It was a really good day. I was about 9.5 years old in this picture. That was What I had always wanted was a close sibling. And I was just really ready for the future. That's kind of what I was, was in my head all day that day. I am trying my best to hang on to the good memories because it seems like the majority of her life was just all bad. And I couldn't do anything to change it. I couldn't get her out of that situation. I just couldn't get her out of that situation because I was a kid myself and I didn't know what to do. And I didn't realize how toxic it was in that household before it was too late. It was after my sister was born. My mom told me that she planned on having the baby in order to keep my dad because she had the feeling that he was kind of trying to be on his way out of marriage, out of the house, and to leave my mom and me. So she had to find a way to try to lock him in. So it was only a year after my sister was born that I was just in my room doing my thing. All of a sudden, she kind of bursts into my room in tears and sits down on my bed with me. And she told me my dad pretty much just made it official, like, I'm leaving, I don't love you anymore. He hadn't really loved her since I was born, and he only stayed because of me. She blamed the breakup of their marriage on this other woman.
She's a monster.
This other woman was just trying to pull him out of his family to be with her. At the time, I did want to comfort her. I just didn't really know how because I was so young. I knew she was upset, and it wasn't just her fault. But then my mother's facial expression changed quite a bit.
She needs to know how this feels.
She started talking about the other woman.
Put her in her place.
And what she wanted to do to kind of get back at her, to hurt her. And what she told me was she had the idea of throwing like a big box of nails in her driveway. My mother was escalating with her anger and her violence.
Somebody has to.
I was very scared whenever my mom told me because even though everything had gone on between my mom and my dad and the affair, I've always thought my mom as being this loving, caring mother that would never try to hurt anybody else in any sort of way. For my mom to think of revenge, is this her true self? Almost every day she would be complaining to me and venting. She just couldn't let go of the idea to hurt her. And it had me really, really scared, honestly, because I didn't know what was going to happen next. So this picture is of my grandmother and my baby sister, Megan. At this point, I think my sister's about 3 months old. And it's right around the time that my grandma first got to meet her, too. She loved her new grandchild. So she definitely wanted to cherish the time that she had as a baby. We actually had to move in with my grandmother after my mom and dad divorced because we couldn't afford to live on our own. And it was definitely rough at the beginning, trying to adjust to it. Not only that, it was just my grandma was always in pain from her health problems and what she was going through. And, she was getting older in age, in her early 70s. I mean, we loved each other, and she would already know that she would protect me in any way possible, but we could never afford to move out of my grandma's house. So that kind of built up inside of my mom, and it definitely led to my mom and my grandma butting heads a lot. My sister definitely didn't have a great childhood because of my mother. She just gave in to her anger and punished her, spanked her, yelled at her. It was a daily thing.
Can we go play? I'm busy.
My mom didn't want to go outside with her to watch her and play. My mom would always just put it off, like go sit down, play with your toys, watch TV, just don't be in my way, don't get on my nerves. It always seemed like my mom was at her wit's end, and anything that my sister did, it was wrong. My mom was always screaming at Megan.
What did I say about toys on the table?
We were always walking on eggshells because my mom was so frustrated and angry all the time.
Can't you just be quiet?
She was a very serious woman whenever she would get on to us. And I hated seeing my sister go through that. So I felt like I couldn't talk to her or bring anything up to her that might frustrate her even more because I felt like she was going to lash out at me.
And you?
I was scared of my mom.
Don't you know better?
It got to the point where I didn't know how to be comfortable in the house because I didn't know how my mom was going to react. I did love to see my dad because it was something different. I could get away from my typical everyday life at home, and we usually went out and did something. He would take us out to eat and maybe go karting or something. But I always dreaded having to come back home because for the rest of the night, my mom would not stop asking about him.
How was it?
Like, what exactly did y'all do? Did he say anything about me? What did he say?
What'd y'all talk about? Not much.
We were trying to visit as father and daughters. We weren't talking about my mother. And that made her feel really I would say enraged, and she wouldn't let it go.
Good night.
She wanted to know every single detail of what we did and what we talked about, and it had nothing to do with her. And as time went on, at first it was the anger and blaming my dad and my stepmom for everything that happened. And she still couldn't accept that, my dad was never going to come back to her. She just went deeper and deeper into her depression over it. So for Megan's birthday, we decided to do it at a little park in town. We invited my dad, and I didn't have any idea that my stepmom was going to be there. Almost the entire time, my dad was talking to my stepmom, and that really frustrated my mom. My mom was very, very tense because she was frustrated with the whole scenario and she couldn't do anything about it. But it was very unhealthy how much she was trying to hold on to him. And she just shouldn't have been doing that. Towards the end, though, whenever we were wrapping it up, my stepmom, I think she had said a few words under her breath. I'm not sure what exactly it was, but it was towards my mother.
Was she always like that?
and it just completely enraged her. And she went to the back of our SUV and pulled out a big wooden rod that I didn't even know was there, but she had it in her hand,
You got something to say?
ready to strike her with it. And it really scared me. It scared everyone.
I'm right here.
I couldn't stop her from doing anything. I was just, pleading to her, Mom, please don't do this. And my dad noticed that, and he, threatened to call Department of Human Services on my mom. And my mom just kind of raced back in the car. And my mom still has that wooden pole in her hand. She threw it pretty hard back into the SUV, and it almost hit my sister in the head. It was just very scary to me, and I didn't know what to do.
Get in.
I was upset because I was scared of what just happened and what's going to happen next. I had no idea. I don't think we ever really talked about it after that day. It was just kind of shoved to the side after that. This was the first time that I really saw my mom act this way, as violent as she did, but it definitely wasn't the last time. So eventually my mom did start dating again. She got on a few, dating websites and met a couple of different men. I was definitely happy that she was trying to move on from my dad and not just spend all of her time at home. My mom felt like my grandmother was always in some kind of pain because of her health. So it became more and more where she was asking me to babysit every night, every weekend.
You look nice.
I had kind of a long-term boyfriend in high school, and we hadn't seen each other outside of school for a couple of weeks. So I asked, hey, I haven't seen him in a while outside of school. Can we hang out? And my mom, there was no hesitation about it. She said, no, I'm going out and doing things with my boyfriend. I tried to tell my mom what I wanted and how I felt, and she just snapped back at me every time, saying that I need to do what I'm told.
It's not a discussion.
She told me that I needed to take responsibility, but with it being my sister, it wasn't my child, it was hers. I felt like it was supposed to be more her responsibility. She put her needs and wants above mine. So eventually she wouldn't be gone for just the evenings. She would be gone for a couple of days. And I would just have to keep staying home with my sister, and I couldn't really go out and do anything. I did want her to be happy, but at the same time, she had been gone so often. I felt like I was running the house. Over time, it just kept getting more and more intense between us. After a while, me and my grandmother agreed that he needs to be out of our lives.
What is it?
It was very difficult for me because I knew that she would just push my opinion to the side.
Mom, he's not good for you.
You haven't a damn clue what's good for me.
But I really did communicate with her that I don't think that he is right for our family.
You brat!
It just doesn't sit right with her, I guess. And she got pretty furious with me at that moment. She started screaming at me, which really frightened me. I was trying to defend myself, but I couldn't do it without crying. I couldn't keep my emotions from pouring out.
Why are you doing this?
It escalated pretty quickly.
Shut up!
and then she pushes my seats. I tipped over, but I almost hit my head in the side of the fridge. It was very shocking to me. I really had no words after that. Like, I was just flustered by the whole thing. I was definitely thinking, like, how can my mother do this? She didn't apologize for what she did, and I was really kind of giving up on having a good relationship with my mother. I was at the point where I didn't really trust my mother. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say to her to get her to try to change. That day in the kitchen was really the first time that she was ever that violent towards me. And I was very, very deathly afraid that it was going to happen sometime soon again. After that incident, I didn't feel safe in that house. During that time that she was gone, it was honestly very, very peaceful in the house. It was just me and my grandmother. I went to school every day. We just came home. I missed my sister, of course. But overall, it was pretty nice, honestly. It was just me and my grandma in the house for those 2 weeks. So when she came back, I was a little disappointed. I expected her to just grab some more of her things and go back with her boyfriend. And that's what she said that she was doing at first.
Looks like we're here to stay.
But she had admitted that she was actually moving back and that her boyfriend had basically kicked her out. So my mom asked me if she could sleep on my bed, and she was all dirty and sweaty and she didn't want to take a shower. And I asked her to either take a shower or I can change my sheets again. And that made her snap immediately.
How dare you speak to me that way? Don't want to help your own mother. Hey! Look at me when I'm speaking to you!
She basically was like, why did you say that? Why are you treating me this way? Why don't you just go live with your dad? And I was honestly okay with it. I wanted to be out of the house. So I went ahead and started packing my things. And that was one of those times that I, stood up for myself.
Hey.
And she didn't like it.
Listen to me. I'm speaking to you.
And it made my mom so angry that she grabbed an empty beer bottle that was on the side of a table, lifted it over my head, and threatened to hit me with it.
Go ahead.
At that point, I'm so scared that she's actually going to do something to me, and I didn't know what else to do, and I didn't want to stay and find out.
Go ahead! Just run! Get out of here! Don't say another word!
I knew that this house was a very toxic place, and I knew I needed to get out of there. I was 18, and I had no obligation to ever live there again. So I took my chance to get out of there, and I knew it was for the best. I realized the best time was when she was picking up my sister from getting off the bus, which gave me about a 10 to 15 minute window to go in and just grab my things and leave. So that's what I did. During that moment, whenever I was in the house, I noticed that my sister had actually ran past my mom to get home, and I was able to, tell her, hello, I love you, I miss you, and I'm sorry things had to happen like this. I'll see you later. And that was it. I do think about that moment a lot. That was the last time I ever got to tell her I love her and hug her. It was hard to leave my sister there. I knew my mom didn't treat her very well either. Looking back on that moment now, it makes me, really sad that was the last moment. I know I could have come back and, I feel like I could have done more, but at the same time, I didn't know how to. I didn't know how to get around my mom and, just do better for my sister.
I'm going to say this. God does not like a marriage that is split. Once you marry, you're married for life, okay? Your dad and I have been split up for 7 years, and a woman is coming in the middle of both of us, okay? Which is the devil.
She's acting like a completely different person than what I knew. I felt like maybe I should record this in case something does happen and we need some kind of explanation or, something to show like how it was leading up to what had happened, even if I didn't know that was going to happen the very next day. I didn't quite understand him because he was very distraught, and he was saying, "You need to come to your grandmother's right away. Something happened." And I'm like, "What happened? I don't know what's going on. Is there an emergency?" And he is in tears. I just didn't understand what was going on, and he briefly told me that your mom killed your sister and your grandma. Just in that moment, I could not feel anything. I didn't believe it was real at first. I was like, am I dreaming? And I feel like I'm melting. I can't feel anything. I can't think of anything else. I'm just bawling and in tears because I don't understand how any of this could have happened. So I go ahead and call my dad and I tell him what happened, that my mom killed my sister and my grandmother, and I've never heard my dad ever in tears until that day, and I hate that I had to be the one to tell him.
Y'all clear the house before we do anything else? 2 people cover the house and 2 people go with the dog? Might help us if we don't know where it's bad.
The basement temper occupied. Continue now. Roger, Governor.
Oh, go ahead, go. Yes, sir. Who's got covered? You have anything on you?
Yeah, I'd never seen that before.
All right, stand up.
I could see all the blood all over her. Just, yeah. Never thought I would see that. After she did what she did, she went underneath the house to try to set the rest of the house on fire. It seemed like she knew what she was doing because she had that plan, and it seemed like she was possibly trying to cover her tracks.
I've never been in a pair of cups in my life.
Get used to it.
Me and my mother, the night before everything happened, she was telling me that there was an emergency and I need to come home right away. And I was telling her, well, I'm sorry, I'm not coming home right now unless there's someone that's injured or dying.
Listen to me, Kristen. Come home. Listen to what I'm saying.
I cannot come home right now, Mom.
She was trying to get me to come home more than anything. And I don't exactly know what for at the time.
I'm dead serious, Kristen. If you just listen to me.
You're making absolutely no sense.
Yes, I am making sense.
And I told her time and time again, no, I'm done with living there with just under that toxic roof. It wasn't healthy, and I didn't want to be around it anymore. And she seemed to be getting completely outraged because I wasn't listening to her.
You're just making no sense.
To you, I'm not making any sense, but to me, I know I am.
Me and my dad spoke about my mother because my mom had called him prior to calling me she was trying to get his help to apparently come get the Christmas tree to help her put it up. That was a lie, and we knew that after everything had happened because the Christmas tree was up in the house. She was ultimately trying to get both of us there. Never in a million years would have expected her to do what she did. This picture is of the funeral. I had 2 pictures printed out. When my favorite picture of my sister that I took, and really the only decent picture that I could find of my grandmother. This day, it was a very hard day for me because, it was me trying to say goodbye, and everyone else trying to say goodbye, but I never actually got that chance to tell them bye. There's a lot of people there that I didn't know, so I was still really uncomfortable, but thankfully my family that was around me made it a little easier to deal with. It was definitely difficult to do.
Were you just trying to relieve her of her pain, I guess? Is that what you're...
I guess, I don't know. I was just hurting because I know she was hurting every day. I just hated to see her in pain.
But Megan wasn't in pain.
No, Megan wasn't in pain, but I was irritated with Megan because...
Were you planning on doing anything to me, though?
I don't know, it just came, Kristen.
Why were you trying to get me over the night before?
I don't know, I was just angry.
Why were you, trying to get Dad over?
I had hopes to getting back with your dad, I don't know. I still love the man. To me, it was like she was using him. She doesn't love the man. She took my life away, Kristen, and everything that ever amounted to me away.
I mean, I know my mom has always hated my stepmom since the day that, she found out about their affair. It didn't really make sense for her to bring that up when all I was thinking about was, I was grieving about my sister and my grandmother that I just lost, and I was talking to the person that took them away from me. It shows me that she never really truly cared about anybody but herself. I hate the fact that my sister was running away, that she saw it coming and she couldn't get away from it. My grandmother, I believe she was in bed when it happened, and I think she was asleep. So, I hope it happened fast for her and that she didn't suffer. But my sister, I think she went through a lot of pain in the few last moments that she had, and I hate it. I sometimes wish that my mom just had to go through the same thing that she put them through, just so, she could really realize the pain that she caused, because it's not fair. They did nothing wrong. I want her to hear from me that she completely ruined my life and she flipped it completely upside down, and she is never going to get that forgiveness from me, even if she were to beg. So this picture is of me and my little sister. I believe it was the first day of my sister going to kindergarten. It was the first day of 10th grade for me. So we were both pretty excited just to have each other on the bus going to school and, getting to share that little bit of experience with each other. Yeah, we were really happy. It was a bonding moment for me and her. But she didn't get to do a whole lot of growing up, whereas, I did. And it makes me really sad that she didn't get to. It is hard to reflect on these moments because, she is gone now. But at the same time, we were happy in that moment. And, I didn't want it to end. I feel like we both missed out on a lot. I mean, if I could go back and talk to her one more time, I would probably tell her I love her about 50 times before I couldn't anymore. She just had so much life and it was taken away. I hope that people that watch this, really try to pay attention a little bit more to their loved ones and make sure that they're doing okay. Because you really never know what's going to happen, and you never know who you're going to lose in just an instant. I'll have my moments where, I'm grieving a little bit more on some days than others, and you can never predict it. It's just going to happen when it wants to. But I know I'm going to be okay, and I know I'm going to, live a good life after everything's happened to me. I'm going to make it that way.
And that's when my heart sunk, because I knew it was Lance. I want to be here and I want to be talking about this. And it's very hard, makes me nervous, and it makes my mind run 1,000,000 miles an hour. here, this picture here, you could see the rage coming out. And you can see the anger in this man. I've seen that look before, right before everything goes drastically wrong. I've seen this look right before he explodes. It was very ugly. There would be no stopping him short of killing him. It's terrible to say. People call him a monster, call him evil. It's probably because it's true. This is the most recent picture of my brother Lance in prison. That looks scary right there. I've never seen this. This is that look after he's done something bad. This is that, I really don't give a F or what you do or what you think about it or what the cops plan on doing. That's the look of I do not care about anything in this world. It just looks scary. It just looks empty. I think it's a good thing that he has been caught and locked away. I hate that he actually had to kill someone for that to happen, but it's a good thing that this guy's locked up. He's very dangerous. Very. I've never been able to talk about what it's like to live with my brother. So I was very young when I realized my brother Lance was capable of evil. It was very scary to grow up with. I was born and raised in Columbus, Ohio. There was me, and I had 3 other brothers, and my mother and father lived with us. And Lance was the oldest. My father was there for us. He was a hard worker. He worked most of his life, and he was not at home all the time. He went to work, and then he went out to do his own thing. My parents, they would go out to the certain club, and they'd play cards almost every day, and Lance was there supposed to be babysitting us. That's when the abusive stuff would happen. Lance had the reign of the house. Everyone looked up to him because he was a star football player. But Lance drank. When he would start to drink, then you would see him kind of turn scary. Everything would get more dangerous. Everything would get more edgy. You either did what he said to do or you're going to get beat. That's just the way it was. Then there's one time he threw me on the couch. It started off as playful, and then it got into more brutal. He'd subdue you and put pillows over top of you. Lance was a very big guy. He would sit on top of the weight of his whole body on these pillows on top of you till you felt like you were smothered and you couldn't breathe. And I'm telling him, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. And he's just sitting on top of you, just laughing, thinking it's funny, You're crying and can't, breathe. It was not funny. Being such a young child, your mind goes right to that. It's instant panic. I was screaming to get up, get off of me, let me up. Once he heard you crying and screaming, then he'd let you up. It was almost as if that's what he wanted to hear. One time for Christmas, my parents got me and my brothers boxing gloves. With the boxing gloves came other kids from the neighborhood being interested in boxing also. they would bring their boxing gloves and we would hold little matches on our porch. It was kind of like a boxing ring. My brother Lance got the idea to hold some boxing matches.
I want to see you guys fight.
It started off as good, clean fun. I had learned a little bit about boxing, and my friends didn't know anything about boxing. And sometimes it would get ugly. They would make me box my friends. I had a friend named Frankie that lived down the street. There was no beef between me or him or anything, and Lance just made us box just because we were there. Hey, how about you two get it on this time? My friend knew nothing about boxing, but my brother Lance was like, get him.
Take him out.
And I hit him with a couple good ones. I mean, I could see he wanted to quit. And Lance is standing nearby, encouraging you. Beat him. Beat him up. I would do what Lance told me to do. Lance was too scared to say no to. Now, I remember my friend taking off and going home crying that day. He did not want to be my friend too much longer after that. I lost a friend that day. Lance was in his element. He was getting off on this, to see you fight. I'm sure he just liked the violence of it. Lance was always kind of devious, thinking of new ways to do some evil stuff. There was this one morning where I'd woken up in my sleep and he was laying in the bed. Lance got my parents' shotgun out of the back of the closet and he said, hey, let's put it on our brother's face. Wouldn't that be funny when he wakes up? I didn't know any better. I didn't know what a gun would do to you, at that time. This is the first time I'd ever held a gun or touched a gun. And the gun was very heavy. It was very big. I actually needed Lance to hold the gun. We both had a hold of it like this. We just tapped my brother on the bridge of his nose with the double-barrel shotgun, like, hey, wake up. And he woke up and his eyes open. He was terrified. When I saw my brother and how terrified he was, it was not funny anymore. The whole time Lance was holding this gun, he had a devious laugh. You heard that laugh, and he was enjoying it. When I think about that now, I feel terrified for my brother and for us. What if that gun would have went off? That'd be terrible to live with. I was so young that it did not even register in my mind that aftermath that could have happened. That's the terrifying thing of it. I didn't even know if it was loaded or not. This particular day, right after school, and I come home and I would play with my little brother. Lance and his girlfriend were arguing in the next room. And we could hear him. He was always arguing with the women, always fighting with his women. And then I heard a gunshot. Lance is supposed to be me and my little brother at this time. Instead, he's arguing with girls, putting guns to their head. When I heard the gunshot, I just instinctively look up and I could see the bullet go over top of our heads, out one wall and through the other wall. It's chaos, pandemonium, total chaos. And I immediately jumped up and just ran and kicked in the bathroom door, pushed the door open.
Get out!
Lance and the girl in there. The girl screaming, Lance standing there with the gun. I was afraid.
Shut up now!
I was thinking like, oh my God, he shot this girl in her face. But he did not. What had happened, he had shot right by her head. And the gunpowder and all of that hit her in the face and burnt her face. And that's why she was bent over crying like that. She did not say anything. It's like it never happened. There was no consequence for him in that whole situation, which only fueled the evil things he could do. He had gotten away with that one. When that happened, you just knew in your mind and your heart that he was capable of this. You always kind of had your mind and your heart prepared for what craziness is going to come next. By now he was getting in trouble, getting locked up a lot, drinking a lot. So I knew that he was committing burglaries. He would never tell me exactly where and what these burglaries were, but I just knew. There was this one night that my brother Lance and some of his other friends, they just were out late night, and I seen them come home and they went into the garage. So I snuck out of the house to see what they had. I seen that they had 6 or 7 big bags of marijuana. Big trash bags full. There was a part of me that wondered where they got this from, but I knew they had broken in and stole it from someone. And I sat there and watched the whole thing. I'm sure him breaking in had a lot to do with just the thrill of it. He just did it out of pure just adrenaline, just because he could. Just the simple fact of it being the wrong thing to do. I knew they were out doing bad things, but I was just glad that my big brother made it home. I did not want him to get arrested again. Even though I knew it was wrong, because I still wanted him to make it home and be safe. Lance broke into the house right next door to our house. And the girl that used to do babysitting and house sitting for him saw Lance going into the window. Someone called the cops. Lance was in the house when the cops came. So he ran down in the basement and barricaded himself down in the basement. Lance was big, he was strong, full of rage, and had no fear. Once they broke through to go get him, he beat them all up, 5 or 6 cops. They can't get him under control. They had to call the SWAT, riot gear. I just remember that day, they all tied him to a stretcher and carry him out. And they carried him out of there, and the neighbors were all looking. It was very embarrassing. I'm not sure what was in the mind of my parents at such a young age. I think they wanted to all just chalk it up to, we're just young. I'm sure that my family was disappointed and a little bit heartbroken. Then almost every time after that he got arrested, that's how many cops it took to arrest him. Almost every time. And he got arrested a lot after that. By the time this incident happened, it was starting to become the norm. So you just kind of knew in your mind, like, well, you can forget to see him the next year or so. He'll be gone for a year. There was this one day that I was coming home from school. I saw that the police had the whole neighborhood taped off. And what I had learned was my friend who lived up the street She had been decapitated and dismembered. The whole neighborhood was devastated. We did not ever find out what happened. Even today, murder unsolved. The next morning, I looked out my window, and written in the frost of the window were the words, "You're next." Later on in life, I talked to my other brother, and almost at the same time, we asked the same question. Do you think Lance had anything to do with that back then? When I look back now, I get kind of terrified thinking about it. I could have been killed at, any time. I would have never seen it coming. Knowing what I know of Lance now, it makes me wonder, did he do that murder? Lance might have been bad, but we didn't think he was that bad. We didn't think he was capable of anything like that. We did not think that about him. Looking back now, I question it. Lance had a very secretive side to himself. He'd go off and do devious things by himself. He didn't need a crowd of people or people to follow him. He'd just do it himself. So maybe he could have done it back then. He'd done so much wrong and evil stuff. The next criminal step for him was to kill someone. It was the only thing that he had not been caught for. Lance would get drunk and get angry or aggressive. The more he drank, the worse he would get. He would say, "I'm going to kill you," or "I'm going to do this to you," or "I'll do that to you." It was always to the extreme. I would always see the remnants of whatever happened. The bruises and the black eyes, and he would beat her till she was unrecognizable. He would do that a lot. Felt very sad for her also. I felt heartbreaking for her. She was very nice to me. She was a very wonderful person. There was this one day, they were arguing. The next thing I knew, he had thrown her down in the basement and locked the door. The basement was very scary. It was very dark and damp, and we had a rat infestation, and he'd throw you down there with the lights off.
I know you're there. Let me out.
I could hear her yelling through the door to let her out. She was like my babysitter. She took care of me. She cleaned for me. She cooked for me. She was kind of like a second mom, actually. So that made it even more hurtful. But I knew what would be waiting if I did let her out. Told her, I said, "No, I cannot let you out." Because I knew in the back of my mind, if I let her out, then he'd throw me a beating, a worse beating. I just walked away and was watching TV in the living room. I could still hear her begging for someone to let her out the basement. I just tried to act like it wasn't happening. Yeah, I knew in my heart that I should have helped her, but I just could not do that. I was afraid of Lance beating me. One time, he was upset at his girlfriend, and she just had the baby. My parents were telling him to get out of the house. Well, he said, I'll go, but I'm going to take my baby with me. And my mom was like, "No, you're not taking that baby." My dad's a very big guy, too, and he has that kind of blind rage himself. You don't want to push him there. He ended up throwing Lance out the door. Well, Lance got a big giant metal rake and came and threw it through this plate glass window we had. You know, that glass went flying everywhere, you know, it just sounded like a bomb went off. And I remember they were called the police on him that night, but he had taken off. We moved different sides of town, north side, east side, Columbus. We moved, but Lance was still living at home. My other older brother that came to live with us had a girlfriend, and it was getting pretty serious. She had moved from another state to stay with my brother. They had a little relationship that went on about. Every time I would see her, it just kind of made me feel sad for her, you know, it was kind of heartbreaking. I began to understand what that means, to live with for years, that it's forever, you know. Something that can affect somebody as a brother, it's just, you know, love does strange things, you know. A person that could beat on you and get taken away, you still love them and miss them. So I was kind of conflicted between the two. This was the first time he got locked up for a while. She was really good friends with my mother, and she's really good friends with the whole family, you know. We took her in just like she was one of our own. Lance had a discussion about what Lance had done because it was so full of hurt and disappointment. You just knew he was gone, and that was it. But as I began to get older, this girl, I would see her once every couple years. And as I began to understand what rape was in all a significant period of time, everything up to this point was small potatoes. But now he's going to the big house, big crime. This was the first time that we knew Lance had committed rape and was convicted of it. Oh, what craziness is going to come next? This photo here is me and my brother Lance. This is in West Virginia. His eyes on her. Lance was just kind of like that. He kind of had his eyes on everybody. I think Lance stayed pretty clear from her. Why her and my other brother were dating, but once they broke up, maybe in his mind, he thought once in a while. We'd have, cookouts, bonfires at night, laughing, joking. Felt good, to have my brothers back, where I was feeling for so long that I had lost brothers. All of that bullying stuff, it's all over with now. Basically believed it, it was easy to chalk it up to that. Yep, he must just got in a fight and just, getting away from the problem, whatever it was. It did make sense to me then. It sounded like something, it sounded like Lance. He was fair game, but she did not want him. To some degree, he could control himself. But, once her and my older brother broke up, there was no controlling Lance about that situation anymore. It was beginning to get worse. He called and said he was over this girl's house. Once I got there, he was already asleep. I was trying everything I could to wake him up. I was shaking him, I was screaming at him, I was hollering at him, kept trying to shake him. He would not wake up. It was like he forever. And a lot of bad repercussions can come from it. To be afraid of Lance and at the same time still have love for him. And I thought maybe he was just sleeping a binger off or something like that. But every time I come knock on the door, she's like, he's still asleep. I go home, give it a couple hours, I'd call. She's like, I try to wake him up, he's still asleep. I was concerned of whatever it was and now we were coming together. And I'd pretty much forgotten all the traumatizing stuff from as a child. And he got a job and someone introduced him to his wife. Everything was going great for him. I was starting to feel like everything was going to be okay. Him and his wife and my other brothers, they would all come down and see me. Everyone turned around with a very serious look. And he looked down his glasses and he said, you think we'd drive 5 hours if we didn't think he did this? Then I knew this was it. Just always seemed like a matter of time, but he was out and doing so well. Reached the final plateau of crime. The investigators came to the house and they asked me the questions. And I said, now let me ask you guys a question. I said, do you really think he did this?
Are you sure?
And one of the investigators, the cops had Lance's home surrounded. And the caption on the news story was a SWAT standoff with a murder suspect. He was accused of murdering 3 women. I was just totally blown away, like, what? Like, they was telling me they'd been looking for him the whole time where he was at my house. I was like, oh my. And he came in like, hey man, hey dog, I gotta go. I didn't understand why he just took off just like that in an instant. He was hanging around for 3 months and then he just leaves just like that. And that actually was it. That was it. No explanations, no anything. I felt like he had used me as soon as he left, Not really a thank you or anything. He was just housewarming kind of thing. Lance had just got out of prison not too long before this picture was snapped. Lance had already done 20 years in prison. Half his life he spent in prison already in that picture. I'd just gotten a brand new home, and this is probably the first time Lance and all my other brothers and their children and my mother, they all come down to see my house, kind of like it was the furthest thing from my mind. I didn't think that would happen. I definitely developed hope that he was past the worst. There were no discussions that I was included in about that. And it was such a bad crime that people were hesitant to talk about it. So I was basically just clueless in whatever was going on. I had no idea what was going on. When he was going to court or exact charges he was charged with, I was in the dark. David Lance Bruce might be spending the rest of his life in prison. A Fairfield County jury of 5 women and 7 men found Bruce guilty of 2 counts of aggravated murder. When he raped her, I didn't understand the nature of the crime, but I knew the person he had done it to. I was still so young, I didn't understand the repercussions of what a rape is. I didn't know this is something that would stick with you your whole life. There was never much discussion. Gosh, I had no idea. I just totally clueless and just blown away. You know, it was the furthest thing from my mind that I thought was going on. So that's when I started to put two and two together. At the time he did these crimes and come down, and he was staying at this girl's house, and he slept for 3 days straight. It made me concerned about why he went through to be like that. He finally woke up and gave me a call. I rushed right down and got him. I did ask him the night he come to the house, what was going on? What's wrong? What are you doing here? He told me that him and his wife, they got into a fight. Lance said that, you know, he's having some problems at home, and I just, basically he slept so much. But knowing what I know now, they call it the murder sleep. That's where you let out all the stress and the strain and the guilt of doing these crimes. That's what happened. So that's why he took off and came to my house, because they had been looking for him to question him about these murders. Just hit me like a ton of bricks, and I was like, oh, this is it. He's finally have to keep going on with my life.
And what is it like to hear from him?
It's sad to hear from him. It's really sad to hear from him, knowing that he's going to be gone forever, and feels like helpless, you know, like there's nothing I can do for you. I can't help you. You've put yourself there, you know, and I can't get you out. Like, there's nothing anyone can do. You know, I could go and visit him. I could talk to him on the phone, but to talk to him about everything he'd done in life and to me, no, that's still a challenge for me. I think there was a little bit of part of me that just one count of murder, one count of kidnapping, and 2 counts of aggravated robbery. The maximum sentence he could be given is life in prison without parole. Bruce's mother is sad about the guilty verdict and that her son is going to prison, but is relieved he didn't get the death penalty. I didn't know my mom was there every day. I didn't know he was on trial for sentence could have been the death penalty. I didn't know. I separated victims that he's just destroyed and devastated. Being a brother is someone you look out for, you protect, and you educate them and help them grow up. Teach them the right and wrongs of life. That's what being a brother is.
Did Lance do any of that for you?
You know, was thinking like, how could you do that? You know, I just don't want to be a part of you anymore, you know? I was done. There are a lot of victims there, not just with this case, all the other cases before. Think about how many families no, Lance did not do any of that. He did all the opposite of everything I just mentioned. The things he did were definitely wrong, and they can never be forgiven. There is no fixing that. I would not want to see harm come to him, but he's definitely where he needs to be, you know, paying for his crimes. I feel like I'm able to move through life pretty good because of all of the stuff that I've been through. And the stuff that Lance did kind of shook me to my core and made me realize I better get myself together or I might end up in the same position one day. That I can be better than that in life, and gave me a goal to go after to make me the person who I am today. I was in a coma or something. he was just asleep. Checked on him the next day. He was still asleep. Came back and did the same thing again. Tried to shake him and wake him. The next day, he would not wake up. Called the next day. He was still sleeping. By now, this is 3 days he's been asleep. So I really didn't understand myself from that situation. It makes me very sad for my mother to know that she went through that now. And she was there by herself, you know. I'm sure she went there every day by herself, drove there herself, sat there herself, afterwards by herself, probably cried about it by herself. That's heartbreaking when you think about it.
And see it in his eyes. This is the face of a killer. There's no remorse there. I don't want to look at that anymore. He made me feel like no one else had made.
He's reached out. We have spoken a couple times. I can't afford to put my feelings inside of it.
Not seen this picture before. But it's very familiar. I see evil Philip here. You can see it in his eyes. Gorgeous. Black curly hair. He was tan and muscular and well-built, and he was sexy. And he looked at me, and I looked at him, and the rest is history.
He wasted a lot of his life. He could have done something. He could have stopped going to prison. He could have helped himself. But there was always this thing that he just couldn't stop. I'm sure everyone that knows him is wondering the same thing. Did he have it in him? Did he do it before? Did he do it again? It's a big question. There was a lot of evidence against him. I don't know.
I was pregnant with my baby. Almost a year later, I was still going through that grieving process, and he tapped into that. It made me feel like he connected with me in the deepest level. At the time, it felt like he was being sincere. See just the lack of empathy, lack of sympathy, lack of respect for any human life. You can't. One day I had picked him up from his mother's house. He had already been drinking. By this time, I had gotten to know that side of Philip, and the signs, noticing and smelling. There was a darkness in him that is unexplainable. I met Philip at Lake Havasu. He came walking out from the pier and made me feel when he loved me. I'm sorry. It's hard to know that someone who can love you like that can hurt you. He was a monster. One of our first dates, we had a picnic in a park. Suddenly, I found myself opening up to him. I lost my first son. He lived.
Quick handshake and tried to walk out the door. So I was just kind of like, whatever, man, just go on. I was hurt. I was hurt by that. Maybe less than a week later, someone from the family called me and was like, hey, man, your brother's on the news. I'm like, what? What's he on the news for now, you know? I turned on the news, and that's when I seen that.
I'm Phil.
Letitia.
After talking for a minute, we discovered that our mothers worked together at the same company for years. It felt like we had an instinct, like his soul left his body. He reacted by calling me names, yelling and screaming, very threatening.
Next time I need input from the likes of you, I'll ask.
He called me a bitch.
You keep your mouth shut.
I was never been spoken to in that way. I felt shocked. I was stunned. I didn't see it coming. And I'm like, are you okay? Are you okay? He wouldn't answer me. After I got him calmed down, you know, I took him and I said, okay, you know, we'll go get it. It's fine. Just a basic connection. That made, it was like, oh yeah, we're friends, and it opens a door. He was fun. He had a smile that could light up a room. It just became comfortable really fast.
I was just so blown away from it and just wanting to just separate myself from the whole thing. Then I did not. I did not wonder about the trial. I did not watch it or participate in it. It was just too much. I separated myself from that situation just because, you know, I had family and I had kids, and I could not have them be a part of it.
Basically give him what he wanted so that we could continue on what we were doing. For the rest of the evening, it would replay in my head, like, what the just happened? What was that? But to do this, he wanted me to marry him right then and there so that he could secure his control, so he could make sure that I wasn't going anywhere.
I can't go. It's all too fast.
And notice there was like, of course, I said yes. I was just like, oh my God. Except something in the back of my brain, my intuition. Oh, for 3 days.
It's not really something I tell people.
And I told him, and he goes, we have that in common. My fiance was killed by hit and run, and she was 3 months. I believed him. And so I went. So off to Vegas we went with his brother. His brother didn't know that he had threads. We're going to Vegas. We're gonna elope.
Let's do it then.
The eloping thing, it was instantaneous. It was literally instantaneous. I didn't want to go. I wasn't ready. I didn't have a dress. That wasn't how I wanted to get married. I told him I wasn't ready. I loved him. Until I didn't. Please listen to your intuition. want to do it. I think that he felt my reservations. He decided, did you just tell me you were going to kill my mom and dad? It's like being hit with a stun gun, with a slap in the face, like from nowhere. It's like, what? Yeah, it was scary. Very scary. I felt like I was just trapped now in this cycle. Like if I don't give him what he wants, he's gonna hurt me. And I don't want him to hurt me. And I definitely, I don't know how to describe it. It was sheer anger. And he looked at me like he could just kill me and not think twice about it. I think he was having an affair with the beer because he had one all day long. He went to bed with one. If he woke up and it was empty, he got up and got one out of the refrigerator and came back and kept drinking. He wanted me to stop and buy more beer, and I didn't want to do it. It was like a flip of the switch. His eyes would just go black, like to kill my parents to get me to do this. And the whole time driving there, you know, I'm trying to send that look, that signal. You need to intervene. You need to stop. I don't want to do this. And I wanted to say something to him. One night, approximately 9 months after we started dating, while we were in bed together, he said, you know, I love you. I can't live my life without you. Let's get married. Will you marry me? Oh my God. Nobody had ever asked me to marry them. Cloud 9. And I said yes. Looking back now, he was setting me up. He was grooming me. That was the end. That was the end. I really don't want him to hurt my parents.
Get dressed.
It was very calculated. It's part of the progression. But I believe. And he said, we're going, or I'm gonna kill your mom and dad.
You don't want me to hurt them, do you?
My stomach, it's like my heart is in my knees. Like, you know, you feel it in every orifice of your freaking body. It's that shock. It's the shock factor. It's like, wait, did I hear that right? My heart was pounding out of my chest, a mile a minute.
Hey.
Yeah, what's up?
And every time he felt like I was trying to send a signal, or he felt like I was going to say something to his brother, he would just forces his knee into the back of my seat.
Never mind.
Sure.
Basically to say, remember what I told you. Growing up as a child, you know, you go through the Woolworths magazines, you know, with your girlfriends, and you go, oh, I love that dress. Like, I'm going to get married in that dress. I want that dress. Just the ultimate, you know, romantic dream wedding. Every little girl dreams of that. Yeah, it didn't happen for me. We didn't even get out of the car and kiss. And I pronounce you husband and wife. There you go.
Pronounce you both. Husband.
I'm in tears. My attitude towards him, the way I felt, still loved him. It was still hard. But more and more and more, I wanted to walk away. I feared for the safety of my family. It was just constant. The threat was constant. I'm so upset. And I didn't speak to him all the way home. I kind of felt like this is it. This is just how it's going to be. And I guess I'm going to have to live with it. I just became his puppet. When I found out I was pregnant, I was scared. He acted like he was super excited. He was, "Can I get you anything? Do you need anything?" He'd say, "I'll stop drinking, I promise."
Dare talk to me like that.
And he grabbed a hold of me. I'm thinking to myself, he's trying to kill me. Had this look, and it was just absence. Sorry. I'm like, what the? Who is this person? Who does that? It was at the point that I realized that he had changed my life forever. That's when I realized he was capable of absolutely anything. So after the first time that I actually realized that he was capable of ending my life, everything started to change. And one called 911. And he took off running, choking me. He was trying to kill me. There was nothing. There was just this angry look and just nothing. He was not there. Once I got him to stop and he had killed her, he beat himself and laid down next to her and passed out. I'm scared that I don't know him at all. Everything is a lie. I'm pregnant and he's trying to kill me. He ripped my nightgown and I pushed him away. And I opened the door and he caught the back of my nightgown again and literally pushed me down the stairs. And we had made friends with our next door neighbors, and the guys heard him and came out and pulled him away. Something. And I happened to look, and I could see his silhouette. And I got up. He had this look. He wasn't there anymore. But I said, "Do you believe that I actually pushed him down the stairs?" He goes, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And I'm in my nightgown, and it's ripped and torn. And I'm 3.5 months pregnant. And I don't. His face was bruised. His scratches on his neck. And he told them that I pushed him down the stairs. And he was defending himself. And I looked at the police, released him. He stepped back, and I said, just get out. And if you ever touch me again, I'm gonna kill you. And he left. I couldn't see any definition in his eyes. It was terrifying. And threw me down on the bed and was. When I saw him come through the front door, I was like, what the? Like, what happened to you? He looked like he had been beaten. I want to go to jail. So I dropped the charges. He did it to himself. He beat himself up and told them that I did it so that it would be self-defense. He starts calling me and calling me and calling me and calling me. Just all day long. Just all day long. I was so exhausted. Went to bed, and about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, I woke up and just felt, I don't know, I thought, oh, finally, maybe something switched, something changed. And I started being excited about it. One day he came home, just trashed. Been drinking all day, and he couldn't hide it.
Don't your promises mean anything?
And I said, I thought you were gonna quit drinking.
Don't you ever shut up.
And he goes, don't start with me, you bitch. Don't call me a bitch. I'll mother your child.
Don't.
The police had a bunch of questions. And about that time, he walked through the front door. And I'm stuck. I'm pregnant and I'm stuck. If I try to leave, he's gonna hurt me. If I don't leave, he's gonna hurt me. That moment, we wouldn't be sitting here right now. Oh, wasn't that a night? That's when my daughter was born. I was 23. I see a proud new mom. I see a place where I didn't ever think I would be after losing my son. She was so beautiful. She was brand new. The emotions were like I couldn't feel myself anymore. I just stepped out of my body. Just he was beaming. I think Philip fell madly in love with her at first sight. I think he was proud. We both were. I can really feel us reconnecting right here over something new. This is one of the only remaining photos I have of Philip, the three of us. There was blood everywhere. And I'm like, oh my God, like, and now I'm feeling like it became unemotional. I wasn't happy, wasn't sad, I wasn't crying. I just tucked it all in. It was at that point that I started sleeping with a knife under my pillow. And I asked, not falling for it, not again, not again. And here, you know, he was seriously injured, bleeding out from a cut. You and my baby. There's no evidence of anyone in a white car, you know, that he was in the area around this time. He wasn't telling me the truth. It was,
I'm not doing this anymore.
I said, you know what, Philip? I said, I can't do this anymore. I'm done. I want a divorce. And I took my wedding ring off and I said, I'll let you know when the baby's born. When I was at the hospital, they came out and told me that whoever cut his throat had done this before. I started to question his story that he told me about his fiancée being killed when she was 3.5 months pregnant. I was 3.5 months pregnant. Way too many similarities. It's parallel. I mean, I think he killed her. That's what I think. I think that he hit her with the car, and when he realized that his jugular by 3/4 of a centimeter. I live with that 3/4 of a centimeter. Had he succeeded in killing himself and grabbed him by his hair, pulled him into the car, and sliced his throat with a razor blade. That was his story. They asked me on his neck, from his ear to his throat.
What happened?
Apparently, 2 men in a white car told him that they were going to rape his wife and kill his child. And I ripped open the front of the bag and I said, what you got in the bag, babe? And here are 2 tall cans. And there was nothing he could say. I mean, he was caught red-handed. There was nothing he could say.
I can't believe I thought you'd be different.
And I'm pissed because he broke his promise. And he hauled off and he hit me in the parking lot. And he busted my lip open.
Get over here.
Well, waiting for me. And so they went in first to my apartment. And they're the ones that found the note. He wrote me a note, left it on our daughter's dresser in what the police assumed was his blood. It threatened my life, it threatened our daughter's life, and it threatened my parents' life, and that he was going to end this once and for all. To see that note written and wrap my head around it. And I was terrified that he knew where I was at. If in fact he had done this, he had nothing to lose. Just that look. I feel it. That's that look. It's the look that says to me, and I turned around and I saw his picture on the news, and I lost my.
You have information on Fuentes' whereabouts.
And I hear that he is wanted for suspicion of a murder of someone by the name of Helen Huff. And that there was a manhunt currently looking for him. I couldn't believe it. I could. I could, but I couldn't. I'm going to kill you. This isn't the same man I fell in love with. This is the Philip from my nightmares. Sorry. It's really hard to see this face right now. This is the face of evil. He did this in front of an off-duty police officer and his son, so he took off. And they escorted me back to my apartment because I was afraid that he would be there when his own blood was a different form of confirmation. This is a person that just got through healing from cutting their, that she was beaten, badly beaten. They told me that she was raped and that her neck was broken. Hearing that was like a punch in the gut. And I couldn't help feeling like I had triggered something in him that within me. Do you think that it's possible that he may have done this? Like, God, I would hate to think so, but I was kind of thinking it myself. I mean, and now I'm scared because, what is the truth? I'm asking him questions about what happened.
I need to hear it from you. Tell me.
And he's telling me the story. I was protecting us. I destroyed them, most of them. And the only reason why I have this one was so my daughter would know where she came from. Memories with Philip, they reopened that door. I see him pulling me back in, is what I see. I see, once again, I'm gonna try. I want that white picket fence and the caring husband and the loving father. It's what I wanted more than anything. Philip had his demons. God only knows what they were. But what they were to me was, yep. It was within a day or two after the news. The police came to interview me, and I received some of the details. He was wanted for murdering his girlfriend's mother. He told me, it's always there. I've seen evil. Philip was evil. I absolutely think that he is burning in hell. Frankly, I think he's giving the devil a way to go. I absolutely think he's where he belongs. A day or two of receiving the finalization of our divorce that he did this to this woman. No one knew Philip, that side of Philip, better than I did. And I know how he can snap. And he said, own throat. He's beat me. He's beat himself to avoid jail time. He's done terrible things to himself and to others. It's not gonna stop. Sad to see this. I feel like it could have and should have been prevented. This didn't have to happen. I wish there was something I could have done to change it. I wish there was something I could have done to change it. I've always felt it from the minute being hurt ever again. That my family was safe, my daughter was safe, I was safe. But this little voice in the back of my head was saying, I don't believe it. So I called my mom and my sister, and I asked them to attend the funeral. And my mom and my sister went to the funeral. And they saw him in the coffin. But it was him. But it was him. Addressed him, sentenced him to 14 years to be served consecutively.
Did you think that was enough time?
Are you kidding? You gave him 14 years for murdering someone? The justice system was not there that day. It wasn't there that day. He became a suspect. I knew it. I knew he had done it. He never should have got out of prison. He never should have gotten released for what he did to her. Once he got out, I didn't hear from him. On December 10th, 2010, our daughter got a phone call from the family that he had passed away. He died of cirrhosis of the liver. I just fell to my knees. That was the first time since 1988 that I had actually felt free. Felt like I wasn't ever gonna have to worry about more important than me. And more important than his daughter. He always let the bad side win. Over and over and over again. The bad side was just more important. Unfortunately, Philip was married to his demons first. I was on my way back to the apartment, and I saw him coming out of the convenience store, and he was holding a brown paper sack. Relationship, what is to stop him from now following through with that and killing my whole family. We lived in fear for a few days until he turned himself in. He actually turned himself in. At the sentencing hearing, the judge spoke to Philip. The next day, I'm in the kitchen and I had my back to the television and I heard his name come on across the news.
Earth deputies are looking for Philip Fuentes for questioning.
Our daughter is sitting at the table and she's like, Mommy, why is Daddy's picture on TV?
Mommy?
I didn't believe he was dead until I got confirmation from my mom and my sister. It's like a ton of bricks being lifted up. We're currently looking for Philip. Is there any reason why that he would have that he might come this direction? And I said, yeah, I'm terrified right now. He's been threatening this to me our entire life. Off your chest and you can finally breathe. Finally. I'm living my best life right now. I have my new husband and our new home, and he's my best friend. But oh, well. So, what a beautiful woman. Shouldn't deserve what he did to her.